Good morning, students. Hope you all are fit and fine. Today I am going to discuss about the important parts of chapter 6, Introduction to JavaScript. So what is JavaScript? It is a scripting language used with HTML web page which help the web developer to manipulate browser and its content. It has more control of how the web page looks and behaves. It was developed by Brandon Ake. You can run JavaScript on any web browser, such as your Internet Explorer, Google Chrome. The basic knowledge of how a web page is created we can use with the help of your head and body tag in HTML. So let us now study about how the JavaScript can be introduced in creating web page. So JavaScript syntax, how it looks. JavaScript statements are placed within the script/script. This script tag tells the browser to interpret all the text between this tag as a script. It's generally placed between the body tag. It has two main attributes, language and type. Language specifies the scripting language that is being used. That means the language with the help of which we are creating the web page, that will be a scripting language. Its value is JavaScript and its type is specify the scripting language and its value is text/JavaScript. The next part is your allowed statement. Allowed statement is used to display information to the user. General format is alert, first bracket, quotation, message, quotation close, first bracket close. Either the message will be under double quotation or in single quotation. Now you will say that alert message, that message will be what type of message we can give in alert. Just your formal warm welcome you can give, just like good morning, have a nice day, welcome to the JavaScript world. This type of information you can give as an alert statement. Now JavaScript ignores space, tab and new lines. So the user is free to use the lines so that the code is easily to read and understand. You can easily read and understand the JavaScript code. It doesn't require any special knowledge to create the code and frame the program. Now we will be discussing about comments in JavaScript. Comments in JavaScript are of two types. Single line comment, multi-line comment. Single line will be introduced with the slash sign and multi-line will be introduced with /*. Multi-line comment is also known as block comment. What is the use of single line comments? Single line comments, generally we use comments to give a special meaning to some of the instructions. Suppose you have introduced some information, extra information required in your JavaScript program. So the information, if it is in single line, you will introduce your single line comment symbol. If it carries more than single line, it will be multi-line comments. Now the important topic of this chapter is variable. Variable is a name, stored area where values are stored, generally which can be retrieved after storing it. Generally some of the rules and regulations are there for naming a variable. So let us see what are the rules and regulations. First rule, the name must begin with a letter, that is it should start with an alphabet or underscore character. It should not start with a digit. Remember that. The naming of the variable, the foremost important part is you have to give the name either with the alphabet or with underscore. You cannot provide any number. Next is it should not be a reserved word. Some of the reserved word which has been assigned only to use by JavaScript, as which has a special meaning, cannot be used as your variable. You cannot have space in variable name. The thing, suppose you have chosen two words to combine one word. Simply suppose student's name. You cannot give space between students and name. If you want to provide space, you have to give underscore between student and name. Next, JavaScript is case sensitive. The uppercase letter and the lowercase letter, or the combination of uppercase and lowercase, will be treated differently. The example is provided in your book. Name in lowercase, uppercase name, combination of uppercase and lowercase, all are treated in a different variable. In table number 6.1, they have provided you some of the example of valid variable names and invalid variable names. See, in valid variable names, it has started with the alphabet or underscore is present. Invalid started with the digit, space is there, special symbol is there. So these are invalid. Now we will be discussing reserved word. Reserved words are those words that have a special meaning and cannot be used as JavaScript variable. I have told you earlier that reserved words are those words which has some special impact on the programming language, which cannot be used according to the user's choice. Some of the keyword has been present in your table number 6.2. What are they? Let us see. Float is there, function is there, if, in, with, while, where. This type have a special meaning on that. Now, what is data type? Data types are of three parts. In JavaScript, there are three types of data. Either it will be number, such as your any numbers, you can consider 100, 98, 76. These will be considering your number data type. String data type, where you can introduce your character, that is your where you can give alphabet, grade, C, then average, this type of things which has the alphabet, that will be treated as your string character. Boolean will be concentrated on true or false statement. If you want to declare a variable, before declaring a variable, suppose student's name you want to declare as a variable, you have to give the short form of variable var. In small letter you have to write var space students underscore name. Then student's name will be considered as a one of the variable in your program. Now, assignment statement. Assignment statement is used to store values. It can be any boolean values, numbers, string. This type of thing can be stored. That statement is known as assignment statement. Now, the first statement which will appear on your output screen will be considering by writing document.write statement. It is generally used to write text on the web page. General format is document.write, bracket start, double quotation, text, double quotation, close, bracket close. So, if you want to provide a single line statement to be displayed on your web page of your JavaScript, you have to write between this quotation. Where text is written, you have to remove the text and you have to write whatever statement you want. If you are using more than 2-3 lines, you have to use break tag. If you want to join two sentences in a single line, you have to use plus operator, which is also known as concatenation. Now, generally in computer language, semicolon, some of the computer language has semicolon option. So, what is the work of the semicolon? Generally, it tells the software that this is the statement and it treated as full stop. In JavaScript, it is not required, it is not compulsory to provide semicolon after writing one statement. Now we will be discussing about operators in JavaScript. If we want to use any type of operators in our JavaScript program, what are the facilities, what are the operators we can use in our JavaScript program? The first one is arithmetic operator. Plus, minus, into, divide and module. Module generally to find the average, percentage average one. It is also known as binary operator. Why it is known as binary operator? You cannot add a single number with nothing. If I say 5 plus, you will say 5 plus means what? We have to add 5 with what number? So we require two operand. That's why it is known as binary operator. Next is your arithmetic operator precedence. Precedence means what? It provides you the facility that according to the highest to lowest arithmetic operators, how you can use. Suppose you got an equation in the program, how you have to get the result. Just following the highest to lowest pattern, you will be able to find the solution. Just like in maths we use Bodmash rule, same here. The first one is parenthesis, the second one multiplication, then division, or then average, that is your module, then your addition, and last is your subtraction. Next operator is increment and decrement, plus plus and minus minus. Plus plus will be treated as plus 1, minus minus will be treated as minus 1. Now see, here given one result 11. Suppose you have considered the value of A as 10. A plus plus means 10 plus 1. That's why 10 plus 1 is 11. A minus minus means 10 minus 1, that is 9. Next is your comparison operator. Comparison operator is also known as relational operator. It establishes the relation between the two numbers. Either the number will be equal to one another, or it might be greater, or it might be smaller. So this type of thing can be resembled with the help of comparison operator. The next is logical operator. Logical operator supports three logical operators. JavaScript supports three logical operators. What are these? AND operators, OR operators, NOT operators. AND operators will create the relation between the two statements. You have to consider both the statement. If both the statement is true, then only the answer will be true. If any of them is false, the answer will be false. In OR operator, you have to choose if either of one statement is true. If the second statement is false, then also the statement will be true. As because we have the facility to choose. OR means either we have to choose left or we have to choose the right statement. Clear? Next is your NOT. NOT is just opposite. If you provide the positive answer, it will give the result in the negative form. That is, if you provide true, it will give the false answer, and if the condition is false, the result will be true. This operator generally used to create the relation between the expression. Next is your compound assignment operator. Compound assignment operator perform an operation with the values currently stored in the variable and store the resulting values in the same variable. Same thing, see on the table they have given you C plus equal to A. Evaluating C equal to C plus A. If I consider C equal to 3, A equal to 4, then the answer will be C equal to 3 plus 4, C equal to 7. See, here it provides the two C are there, but both of them will be treated differently, as because we are using compound assignment operator. This is the work of the operator. It adds the right side operand to the left side and assign the result to the left side operand. I hope this much is clear. Next is our conditional operator. Conditional operator is question mark and colon. What is the work of that? You have to put, why we have to put question mark? First, you have to question whether it is the condition. Depending on this condition, either we have to go or we doesn't have to go. Simply, I am telling one statement: if the student pass, he or she will be promoted to next class, or if the students fail, he or she will not be promoted to the next class. So two conditions are there. Before that, we have put one question, that if the student pass. So after writing this question, you have to give the question mark, and providing the statement, you have to join with the two columns provided. The next important topic is simple and compound statement. Simple statement consists of single instruction. It doesn't require braces. If you are providing any simple statement, it doesn't require any extra braces to objectify, to highlight. But if you are using a compound statement in your program, you have to provide braces on it, as because it will be more than one line. So you have to say to the software, or you have to say to the programmer, that this is a complete statement, which is also known as block. That's all about your JavaScript chapter number 6. The important part I have discussed. You have to go through it nicely, and if you find any confusion, you can ask me. Thank you. Stay safe and healthy.